Before he sells the scallop to customers, Pak Gil-song is testing it for radiation. As Japan plans to release treated radioactive water from its wrecked Fukushima plant, the food market manager in Seoul, South Korea, says his customers are concerned.
저희가 2014년부터 꾸준히
He says they've tested their products 3 times a week since 2014, but are now ramping that up to 5. More than 1 million tons of water that was used to cool Japan's nuclear reactors following the March 2011 tsunami will be released. The plan was approved by the International Atomic Energy Agency this week, despite political controversy and resistance from other nations. Japan's government maintains the process is safe, as it has treated the water. Some stall owners say sales are usually slower in the summer, but customers are more anxious, making it more difficult.
우리 남편이 회 먹고 싶다 그래.
This customer says she came to the market to buy sashimi for her husband. She says she might worry once the water is released. But for now, she's buying the fish.
And there they go. It looks like
The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting. Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony.